Peace, family. So I'm back with another one. Today what I want to do is I want to talk to my chosen ones about how you will not be able to save everyone. You will not be able to save them. I know a lot of us over here in this space, we love to share our life. We love to share our light, our vibes. You know, it's a lot of things that we love to share and do. And we also are big helpers, you know, in the physical realm and in the spiritual realm. And once you start raising your vibration and frequency outside of your friends, family, or I guess I should say your friends, you know, your co-workers, outside of them, you'll realize that once you are in a more healthier space and you want to do more, to help, to share more, to give more insight, your biggest obstacle of realizing that you're not going to be able to save everybody is once you get around to your family. Because your family has one of the biggest impacts on you. And most of us tend to care about our families, you know, whether they was healthy, unhealthy, witchy or unwitchy, you know. We still care to a certain degree. And I think that was one of the biggest humps and obstacles for me was, you know, the two that brought me into this realm. And once I came to a realization that, you know, it doesn't matter how much I grow, raise my vibration frequency, how much insight, enlightenment, knowledge, wisdom I gain, you know, through experiences, through research, learning. The way they operate and function over there, you won't be able to help them or save them. And once you can get past that hump of realizing, like, your immediates, the ones you came into this realm through, you won't even be able to help them in the spaces they in. You'll realize how much easier it is for you to get over the hump of the beings around you and not being able to help them. A lot of people come into our life and they try to dictate and control things, you know, whether it's our emotions, the outcome of our life, you know, the direction we going in, what foods we eat, you know, what emotional state we gonna be in for the day. When you are out here digging, you know, your heels into the ground trying to get planted, a lot of people tend to backtrack, and I don't necessarily mean us. I had a few experiences recently where I had a bunch of people doubling back. I don't know if it's because the algorithms was pushing me through, but I had like at least 5 or 6 people that I wasn't even communicating with no more, reaching out, wanting my vibration. And because I'm a teacher and I like to learn as well too, I picked a certain times and when I choose to respond and engage. But I also like to run, you know, social experiments as well. So that kind of requires me to take the bare brute of some blows, which I'll do for, you know, for the creator, for my many, for the people that I do care about, and for the ones that is fighting a good fight. But engaging with some of the people that was doubling back, I can say just about almost every single one of them came back with some subtle apology. And if it wasn't an apology, they came back with using sympathy as a weapon. Now, I'm one of them people that I have to really feel sympathy in order to feel sympathy for you, because it is extremely weaponized out here. It didn't matter how much insight, how much of my energy I chose to give them and share with them, how many situations I chose to put myself in to kind of help them see the light differently and to be in a better space. They all took their own walk, you know, they all took their own trail, they all went on their own destination. But then they cycle back as if we're supposed to just let them back in the door, as if we're supposed to be helping them the same way. One thing with me is, once you leave out my life, I don't care how you left. Could have been nicely, could have been angry. I don't care how you left. Once you leave, you show me that you aren't a warrior, you're not a fighter, so I would never be able to give you that same energy. So if I was helping you previously before you slid, maybe I was helping you 80-90% in the spaces you was in. Now when you come back, I'm only going to be able to help you 10-20%. Because you abused my energy and my vibration when I first gave it to you. You didn't take full advantage of it while it was there. You know, you thought you knew better. You thought you had more answers. You thought your direction was better. And I tell a lot of these beings that I was dealing with before that cycle back around, it's like, I don't really care if, you know, if I have to lose people at a time when I don't want to lose people. If you ain't connected with Source or the Creator, we gonna have a lot of friction. That's like male, female. It doesn't really matter your gender. If you are not vibrating or connecting your information to the source, you just moving around, just saying, oh yeah, well, this is what I feel. I had one of them try to talk to me about like guy friends. And I'm like, at the stage I'm in my life, I don't believe in female friends, not in this society. We have associates, you know what I mean? I'm a grown-ass man. I don't have no female friends. Either we was cutting it up, or I was looking to cut it up. Now the space that I'm in now is all healing, helping, business related, and I don't put those ties and those connections there in between anymore. But as far as the ones that's in my personal space, that was the vibes then, you know? My engagements have minimized a lot because there's a lot of witches out here, so it doesn't matter if you are like the most righteous being or if you just walk in the best life you can possibly walk. It's so many witches out here that if you ain't got to broom yourself to be able to fly away, they gonna hem you up. You know, if you're not fully connected with the source, they're gonna put you in some bad spaces spiritually and physically. You know, some of them pop back talking about they being, you know, they got judged, or, you know, they trying to make amends with some of the things that they went through. And my thing is if you making amends with some of the things you went through, and you using my vessel, you know, to kind of do those things, then you don't come around my energy making demands when you already disappeared and dipped out. I don't give a fuck what the reason is, you know? Doesn't make a difference to me. I was never one of those beings that was giving you witchy vibes. I always was responsive as far as even my male friends, answering the phone, you know, making sure I call back, just doing a lot of things that I didn't want other beings doing to me. And what happens with us over here in this space is for some reason they feel like we weaker or something because we tend to love. And I'm like, that's not gonna make me weaker. In your world, if you feel like that makes you weaker, or you look over here like that's cool. You can look like it, but that don't mean that I'm a weak being over here, you know? It takes more strength to continuously love in a society where everybody is losing empathy and connection. So I had somebody else tell me like, oh, you gotta work on, you know, giving an emotional reaction. I don't give a fuck about that. I'm energy and motion. I'm not a robot. So if you expected me to stand there and look stale-faced and not care about something that I do care about, that's not gonna happen with me. That's not how honesty works. I don't care how many masterings of emotions you do. That's like me not expressing being happy and I'm happy. I'm not gonna fall into that trap of only expressing my energy and emotion the way they want it or how they want it, you know, or giving it to them when they're supposed to get it. Like, nah. Everybody want to enjoy this light. Everybody want to enjoy this love. Everybody want to enjoy this peace. Everybody want to enjoy this happiness. So you're going to get all of these pieces. It's that simple. You know, if I'm sad and I'm not feeling the best, I'm going to sit myself through it until I process that energy and pull myself out. So one thing about me is I don't sit in spaces for a long time that's of those frequencies. And I'm pretty sure a lot of us don't. That's how we're able to still love the way we do, and we still are highly empathetic beings. I have other ones that I share and I give advice on a personal level. And it's still so much combative and rejection towards it. And it's like, I was doing this before. I was fully aware of this because I just knew I always was giving and helping. And then it was like, it was more confidence and it was more turned up more once my connection with Source was getting stronger, you know? But what we have to do in this space is understanding, like, we're not going to be able to help and save everybody. We're not going to. It doesn't matter how much we want to. And one thing you have to get into a better habit of is letting go when you're not ready. Letting go when you're not ready. We're not always ready to let people go. It doesn't matter what kind of weird shit they done or what kind of, like, amazing, nice things they done. Sometimes we just not ready, but you still have to. And in order to start programming yourself so that way that process is easier, it's a little bit smoother. It's never going to be, you know, a great process. It's like putting down your favorite meal when you're not done yet. You know, it's like somebody taking your last bite of food and you were savoring that last bite. It's never going to be an easy process. So you have to understand, like, if you have beings around you that just don't want to learn by your methods, which is connected to Source and the Creator, because it's really not our method. The information passes through us from the Source. So if they don't want to learn by these methods, then you have to stop giving insight. You have to stop giving as much love. You have to stop giving as much attention in those departments. And what happens is, we kept a lot of people in those spaces alive. We kept giving them life. You know, a lot of these people face, you know, a lot of insecurities. They beat themselves down way more than we do. You know what I mean? So their insecurities are a lot deeper than ours, you know? And if they aren't willing to fight to pull themselves out of that space, then you have to be willing to let go as far as helping in that department. Not saying you got to cut off ties and communications, but you have to be aware of how your energy is, because a lot of us, if we see somebody down and hurt, you want to go over there and help them out, you know what I mean? But some people, you go down there and try to help them out while they down, they're like, get away from me, don't touch me, I don't know you, or I don't need any help, I could do it by myself. You know, it's like all this weird energy that you got to get in return for helping, doing something that you don't have to do. You don't have to do it. So now when people come back around, you know, whether it's old people popping back up or new people popping back up, if they don't appreciate the energy, the vibes, and you're communicating with them verbally, especially people that's popping back into your life. I never let people pop back into my life and them telling me their standards and what they're willing to accept or not. Bitch, you can delete yourself and block yourself. I don't value you more than I value me. I don't value you more than I value the Creator. And you not moving with the Creator, because if you was, this wouldn't be a thing right here. You would have never abused my energy and vibration when it was in your space the first time, to the point to where you feel like you have to double back and retry again. Like, nah, you gotta start back at negative ground zero. You don't even start at 6 feet underground. You gotta go 12 feet underground. Because you took advantage of the situation. You thought you knew better. You thought you had a better solution, and you don't. You don't. A lot of them hate the fact that we be right. It's just that simple. Like, it's really that simple. A lot of them hate the fact that we be right. And some of us have been right for so long that we want to be proven wrong. Some of us have been right for so long that we want to be proven wrong. You know? And it's just, it takes a lot to be mindful and to be willing to put down that last bite of food when you really want it. You know, to put back that last slice of pizza, or put back those last things of fruits, you know, when you really, really want it. But if you start programming yourself to these things, it makes the process a lot easier for you when you have to deal with people in real life time and your energy is in motion and you may be getting riled up a little bit, you know? But that doesn't mean that you don't express how you feel, Because nobody ever tells you to stop being happy. And the ones that do tell you to stop being happy, you already know. They are fully on demon time. Fully on demon time. Nobody tells you to stop being joyful. These aren't the things that happen. So when people be like, oh, okay, well, don't show your emotions, or you're being too emotional, or they're looking for emotional response. It's like, bitch, if I gave a happy response, that's an emotional response. Like, some of the stuff that be happening be just so weird and, like, retarded and low vibrational. It makes it harder being in this realm when naturally we just passing through. This ain't even our main stopping point. So just be mindful. You're not gonna be able to save everybody. You're not gonna be able to help everybody. A lot of people you care about, you're gonna have to sever ties with them. You may be only able to hang out with them on low vibrations, and that's if you want to. You're gonna have to stop getting helpful insight and knowledge and information. That's energy wasted. That's energy wasted. That's like you cooking a whole dinner you put your blood, sweat, and tears into. You go serve it to them, and then they just looking at it. They push the plate back to you, and you just like, damn, I just went in here and whipped. You know what I mean? It was for me, but it was for you as well too. And they don't, no gratitude, no thanks. Just I'm gonna go next door and I'm gonna go get one of their dishes or something. Just really petty. People bounce out, come back around, they still flaking on you. You just have to stop being so responsive, and just realize, like, these people cannot be helped. They come back around, but they really don't want your energy. They just really testing to see where you at and how much they'll be able to manipulate you and your energy to do what they want you to do. Don't fall for the trap. Don't fall for the trap, you know what I mean? You got to keep pushing your love and light and help the ones who's willing to seek it and the ones who's willing to receive it. Those the ones you give your love and light to. And you have to discern, you have to use your intuition, you have to be able to read the vibes to see which ones is really being fake, just to build a connection with you. It's a lot of fake people out here, a lot. That's part of the witchy playbook. They not organic, you know what I mean? But I ain't want to run it up too long. We're not going to be able to save everybody. You're not going to be able to help everybody. You know what I mean? Tap in anything down below. Peace and love to the kings and queens.